all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 9th of December. India reported the lowest daily rise in COVID-19 infections in nearly 5 months. So that's good news at a time when we're hopefully not too far away from an inoculation drive being rolled out. India reported 26,567 new cases in the 24 hours to 8 a.m. yesterday, which is the lowest since the 10th of July, taking the total tally to just over 97 lakh. A vaccine developed by the University of Oxford and AstraZeneca provided protection against severe COVID-19, according to a peer-reviewed study, though more analysis will be needed to see how it works in older people, which are among those at highest risk in the pandemic. The 10 cases of hospitalization seen in the trial all occurred among those given a placebo, suggesting that the shot prevents the worst symptoms, according to the results published on Tuesday in the Lancet Medical Journal. Yet the vaccine's efficacy couldn't be assessed in older age groups because there weren't enough infections, according to the data. Meanwhile, Pfizer's vaccine prevents symptomatic cases of the virus, but it's not clear if the shot keeps the disease from being transmitted, according to the US Food and Drug Administration. In India, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman spoke to Bloomberg yesterday and said she isn't worried about missing the fiscal deficit target this year as the nation aims to increase spending and boost demand in an economy that's trying to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. She said, and I quote, "For this fiscal, I shall keep giving stimulus and not worry about the number. Have an open mind on who needs help," unquote. Do look up the website bloombergquint.com for more updates on that interview. In the top corporate news, the Supreme Court of India has been presented with 2 different valuations of the Mistry family's stake in Tata Sons. The Mistry side, in an earlier affidavit, pegged that value of its 18% at around 1.75 lakh crore rupees. But the counsel for Tata Sons told the court yesterday that they believe the value is in the range of 70,000 to 80,000 crore rupees. The top court began hearing a batch of appeals challenging the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal's ruling, which had last year set aside the removal of Cyrus Mistry as the executive chairman of Tata Sons and as director of 3 other group companies. A bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobade, will hear the settlement offer presented by the Mistry side to bring an end to the dispute. In the financial space, as more Indian consumers took to digital payments amid the COVID-19 pandemic, a surge in technical glitches has followed, leading to a near doubling of the transaction failure rate via the most popularly used unified payments interface. Between January and October, the UPI transaction decline rate due to technical faults rose from 1% to 2.3%, according to Bloomberg Quint's calculations based on the data available from the top 30 remitter banks available with the National Payments Corporation of India. US equities hit a record once again overnight on hopes of a stimulus deal being struck imminently. The S&P 500 closed at a record high while the Nasdaq climbed for the 10th day in a row, the longest rally in about a year. That's after Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell suggested setting aside some issues that have been roadblocks to the relief package. In Asia this morning, all 3 early rises have started with strong gains of over 0.7%. So the cues from overseas are strong going into trade. Let's find out how things are looking for the Indian markets. Hormuz Fatakia is joining me with the details. Morning, Hormuz. How are we looking at the start today?
Good morning to you, Alex, and to those tuning in as well. Although the overall trading session on Tuesday was choppy, the benchmark indices managed to eke out modest gains. The Sensex gained for the fourth, while the Nifty, it was the sixth straight day of gains. But the stars of Tuesday, though, were PSU banks, and the PSU Bank Index saw its best day in 6 months and ended at the highest level since March. Now, Canara Bank, Indian Bank and Punjab National Bank gained anywhere between 13 to 17%, which was their best single day performance since October of 2017. For some throwback, October 2017 was the time when the government had announced the PSU Bank recapitalization program, post which all of these stocks had staged a rally. In fact, Canara Bank continues to remain the only stock that is in the FNO ban for today's session. So what are the other specific stocks that you should be watching out for in today's session? Icici Securities is the first one, where the parent ICICI Bank has approved selling another 2.2% stake in the broking firm through an offer for sale. The floor price of 440 rupees a share is a 4.5% discount to Tuesday's closing price. The OFS opens for non-retail investors today and for retail investors tomorrow. Shortage of iron ore remained a constraint in the month of November for achieving higher capacity utilization. Now that's the word from JSW Steel. The company reported overall capacity utilization of 89% for the month of November. However, in a pandemic hit year, the company's joint MD and CFO Sheshagiri Rao is upbeat on their prospects going forward. You can read the entire story as well as watch the interview on our website bloombergquint.com. Dr. Reddy's laboratory says that US-based Icici has in-licensed the company's wholly owned subsidiary Origin's novel CDK7 inhibitor and has filed an investigational new drug application with the US FDA for phase 1 clinical trials of the molecules used in the treatment of advanced solid tumors. Icici will make an options exercise payment of $12 million to Origin, who will be eligible for clinical development, regulatory and sales milestones as well as royalties on sales. Origin will also retain limited development and commercial rights for India and Russia. Keep a watch for life insurance players today, as most players have reported a decline in their retail annual premium equivalent for the month of November. The ICICI Prudential's retail APE fell over 30% year on year, while SBI Life saw a decline of 6%. HDFC Life, though, was the outperformer, reporting a year on year growth of 20%. I would want to mention Gujarat Industries Power today, not a stock that is heard of or spoken about very often, but it will be in focus today. The District Collector of Kutch has approved the allotment of land measuring 4,750 hectares to develop a renewable energy park having a capacity of 2,375 megawatts. This will be for a period of 40 years on a leasehold basis, with a scheduled completion of 50% of the total capacity within a period of 3 years and the entire capacity within a period of 5 years. The company is engaged in the business of generating and supplying electricity to its promoting companies like GSFC, GACL and the Gujarat Electricity Board. Its current market capitalization stands at close to 1,200 crore rupees. Some buzzing stocks from Tuesday's session. First up is Avenue Supermarts, which returned to new record highs on Tuesday, gaining 5%. Now here's an interesting stat about DMart. Goldman Sachs had initiated coverage on the stock on the 30th of November with a price target of 3,085 rupees. Now, at the current market price of the stock, it is the only brokerage whose price target on the stock offers upside potential, according to Bloomberg consensus data. Another stock that ended at a record high on Tuesday was Kudrish Properties. The company announced the addition of a new project in Bengaluru on Tuesday morning. The stock ended 4% higher, up for the third straight day. And Wockhardt, which ended higher for the second straight day, the stock gained 10% to end at the highest level since January of 2019. Early ticks on the SGX Nifty showed that the index traded 30 points higher, around the mark of 13,450. To know more about the stocks that will be in focus for today's session, do log into bloombergquint.com and read up on the all you need to know copy. With that, I wish you a safe day ahead, and it's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Hormuz, and as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.